The Sociology Major at Mount Royal teaches an understanding of social structures, human interaction, and social change. And it really all begins with this word.
There really isn't anything going on in our lives that is not mediated in some way by our societies. Indeed, our individual experiences are strongly shaped by the society we live in. Sociology teaches specifically what governs our lives, and that would be our social structures. These are basically patterns of social relations that people follow, sometimes unconsciously and sometimes consciously. Customs, traditions, laws, and norms, all of these things are regulated by institutions like schools, churches, governments, and so on. That means pretty much everything in society is fair game for a sociologist. So you will see courses in our major that look at the sociology of families, sexuality, religion, science, cults, racialization, migration, or consumerism. I like to teach courses on immigration, racism, and racialization. I teach these courses to encourage critical thinking about these topics. Students and I start by deconstructing what gets falsely believed to be common sense information about racialized groups, immigrants, and immigration. When we study these issues, we also examine the lived experiences of immigrants and racialized groups. We make their voices heard. That's why I also like to teach qualitative research methods. Students learn about such methods as in-depth interviews and focus groups, methods we can use to unearth silenced voices that would make the world a fair and equitable place for everyone.
Sociology is a liberal arts degree. The liberal arts encompass a wide range of academic disciplines focused on understanding human society and human happiness, so that knowledge gets used to keep people free, prosperous, and compassionate. Necessarily, then, sociology needs to stare down some difficult issues.
So, in the liberal arts disciplines, we investigate very specific topics that are extremely relevant to the ongoing struggle for fair and just societies all over the world. I encourage students to think about how war and political violence are justified and actually caused sometimes by the way people, the mass media, and governments talk about violence. When we better understand how our talking, thinking, and actions can perpetuate violence, we come to understand that we all have a role to play in creating a better world.
The world is a complex, ever-changing, and vastly unequal place. How do we make sense of this diverse and dynamic human society? And how can we develop the tools to address social problems? There are so many kinds of social phenomena and so much going on that the field of sociology has developed theories and methods to view, to frame, and to understand these phenomena. Students get introduced to many of these theories in introductory courses. But we don't stop at theory. We teach students how to collect, analyze, and interpret data about the social world, skills that will benefit them throughout their lives and their careers. It's only when sociologists are confident in the theoretical foundations for their approach that they can then start to understand topics like violence, migration, power and surveillance, gender, work, or social movements. I like to teach a course on environmental sociology, where we look at how society creates and handles environmental problems. And we look at the connections between these problems and social justice issues.
One of my favorite courses that I've taken so far was my environmental sociology course, because the environment is so important, and we really learned about how societies interact with the environment and their relationship together.
Another course that I teach looks at the sociology of disasters and how human decisions place people at risk in a world that's undergoing climate change. We study the human response to floods, hurricanes, heat waves, oil spills, to see what these crises reveal about human behavior and how we might keep people safer from these events.
One of the classes that I learned from a lot is my Sociology of Disasters class. In that class, we learned how people may struggle to prepare for disasters and how they also may come together.
Yeah, all the professors in the program were amazing. They were all so supportive. They really wanted to help you achieve your goals. They wanted you to succeed in their classes.
Because of my sociology degree, I was able to get my job. They only needed 2 years of an in-progress degree to get a job there. And then so I applied there and I got the job and I was able to work while being in school.
Learning to collect, analyze, and interpret data about the social world makes sociology graduates readily employable in a number of fields, industries, and sectors. Positions in business and communications, in the community affairs and nonprofit sectors, in the justice sector, in the world of education, the public sector, and the world of research in a variety of roles. The Sociology Major at Mount Royal. Meaningful learning, meaningful careers.